So they say, King, we ain't heard you talk about Diddy. I said, won't he? Do it? Diddy? So let's talk about it, okay? So now, Diddy. What can be said that hasn't already been said? And that's my take on it. I always do this. What I will say is that this definitely, regardless of the court case pending or the trial pending, he's already guilty in the court of public opinion. So why is that so important? Well, we have now Diddy, Cosby, and Kelly. Black men, the face of sexual indecency and relating to maybe even minors or acts of ill intent when it comes to women and their physical bodies, right? So, why is this important? Well, if you are a bloodline purist, you feel like race mixing is forbidden, ungodly, and should be restricted at all costs. This adds to the flame. Don't be with black men because they will misuse you. They are abusive. They are only in it for sex. They don't take care of their children, blah, 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 XYZ. This will limit the growing spread of mixtures of the population. See, when we talk about race mixing, because obviously there is no concrete evidence of race, just subtle changes in, RNA and micro biology. But what can be said is that culturally there is a big difference, being that there was a colonization, there was a systemic oppression of a people that caused certain tendencies to bud, to blossom, to bloom. So, pardon me, sir. I want to mention that even though he is not found guilty of anything yet, his character and credibility, as well as historically, his reference is now deemed slanted, tainted, just like the rest of them, right? Now, if he were Caucasian, don't put the art with the person. They would draw, pull, and say, he's a bad person, but I can still have his art, right? Black people, we are forced in some strange way to throw out the baby with the water. And that reference meaning that we throw it all away, right? The baby being the precious life or the precious thing that came from the situation, just because now the water is murky and should be tossed. We're tossing everything that's in the water, right? Now, people are going to jump on a bandwagon. People are going to definitely hammer in on Diddy. Now, why is this the case? Why is this important? Well, Diddy is or was a handler, and he handled certain people, certain things for other people. There is a hierarchy. There are do boys, and he was a do bad boy, right? And what I'm saying is that he had a handler. He had organizations or affiliations that he was tied to that pushed him to make certain statements, make certain moves, and things of that nature as well. So now, when you look at Diddy Love, or Mr. Love, who he was trying to turn himself into, it seemed like it was already a cry for help. And we don't want to say things like, oh, he was hurting and suffering from mental disorder, because that removes him, right, from all the heinous things that he might have done or is doing, allegedly. But the thing is, he was a young man, A&R, working for some people, and he wanted to make it, and there's no telling what happened to him on his road to fame. As we look at Nickelodeon being almost in a parallel timeline approach, where exposure to Diddy and exposure to Nickelodeon's coming out at the same time, we know that people have done things to children, to adults, and hopes that careers would blossom, finances would blossom, and people would ultimately be able to chase their dreams. Now, if that happened to you, if you had to quote unquote sell your soul, then you might have now some kind of psychological malfunction because of the things you had to do, because of the things you're asked to do, because of the environment in which you are now in, where there is blackmail being held over your head. There is exposure to your friends and family on the things that you would keep hidden by design, right? So what you want to do, you want to be a baller, shot caller. So you try to escape. And what do you do for escape? You throw parties, you take drugs. You try to live in a world that's fictitious in order to escape the reality, which is real. The real is, you might have had people, do things to themselves, to others, in which you are remorseful about. And you might have seen things, said nothing, and you feel responsible. All of this adds up, coagulates to a blood vein that now is blocking your heart, right? And you can't feel nothing no more. You don't feel human. You don't feel love. You don't feel right. You're on the wrong side of it. And you left there. You see what I did there? In a wonderland, wondering, where am I? And what did I get myself into? Time will tell. But the rabbit got somewhere to be. Now, where we see the downfall of the black man, we also see the downfall of the black man's status in America. No, this is not an attack on one man. This is an attack on a populace. Did he do it? Didn't he do it? Who will ever know? The thing is this common practice? And I would say yes, this is common practice. To get a man, a black man, on traveling with a prostitute is definitely common practice. Jack Johnson, one of the pioneers of boxing, the first African-American, so-called African-American boxer, professional heavyweight. He was the reason for the quote-unquote Great White Hope, because he was able to sustain and flourish as he rose and to ranks of heavyweight champion, as well as held on to that title. He was then taken down by what I like to call fine black informants, the FBI, for transporting a working girl across state lines. See, it doesn't matter what you choose to do. If they choose to come at you, they could make any allegation and make it stick. If they tell the working girl, hey, you're going to go to jail for a long time unless you talk, and then we'll let you free. She'll say, yes, he would take me on, part of his lifestyle was going here and going there, and I used to go with him. So the case is made. If you have a woman that you're paying for pleasure, you're paying to leave, you're paying to shut the fuck up, be amenable, be tend to my needs, so to speak, in every way I deem fit. If you do that and you compensate her monetarily, and she also gets to take part in your lifestyle, if you have a jet, she can't get on the jet. If you have a tour bus, she can't get on the tour bus. She cannot go with you in no way, shape, or form. Now, to be flued out is a new thing in modern times. You're being flued out, and you know what it is. Go to a shopping, go to dinner, and then I'm gonna eat that ass, right? So says the flyer. The flyee, I can make her own decision, obviously, but there is a understanding. You just got a purse. You just got fed. You just got flued out. All this for free? On me. Oh my. Popeye. So we have someone who's living a lifestyle that they're getting flued out, and they're expected to perform for the extravagance of what they're inheriting through accompaniment, through association, right? Now, it's very strange to say that I was taking advantage of a woman because she got on my plane. You know what I mean? So it is definitely illegal to go across state lines with a working girl. But the scapegoat, what we're seeing as far as the witch hunt of black men for things that our counterparts have been doing and are doing for generations is indeed frightening. So Diddy do it? He might have. He might not have. But is he doing something that only he is doing? Is he the reason that Homeland Security needs to crack down on 2 houses simultaneously and not crack into certain hotels, certain truck stops? Is he more of a threat than organizations, rings and racketeering that are popping up all over the country for organ harvesting and kidnapping and things of that nature? I don't believe so. I don't believe we should have given this much time into one person who might deal with 20 odd females of age in a given year or two of their free will and volition, right? No one's kidnapping, no one's holding hostage, gunpoint, so on and so forth. But there are those cases. So let me know what you think. Leave comments at the bottom. Peace.